Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the content that we're throwing up. And make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy the video. And yeah, let's begin. What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and I am super tired at the moment, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. And I know we don't normally do these until the end of the week, but I'm actually going out of town, and I'm not going to be back until midday on Monday. So in order to make sure my editors have content to edit, I'm going to go ahead and record this and throw it out there. But we are covering our Beyond Omega level series earlier, and in this video, we're covering White Lantern Kyle Rayner. Now, as we always do with this series, we're going to outline the origins and powers of this particular character. So Kyle Rayner first appeared in Green Lantern number 48, 1994, and was created by Ron Mars and Daryl Banks. Now, Kyle's father was a CIA agent that abandons his mother before Kyle's born. And so Kyle grows up in a modest home and grows to become a comic book artist and lives a fairly ordinary life until he's visited by Ganthet. Now, Ganthet is a member of the Guardians of the Universe, a group of cosmic entities that founded the Green Lantern Corps. And at the time that he visits Kyle, Ganthet was the only living member of the Guardians of the Universe, as the rest of them had all been killed by Hal Jordan, who'd been driven mad by the fear entity known as Parallax. Now, for those of you guys who were unfamiliar with the Green Lantern mythos, let's sidetrack from this for a second. Those of you guys who are unfamiliar with the Green Lantern mythos, a lot of people are really confused by this concept, right? And I've got videos explaining all this, but the way that it worked out is that when Parallax originally was introduced in DC Comics, it was just Hal Jordan calling himself Parallax, right? The embodiment of fear. Parallax was not an actual entity. He was simply just a name that Hal Jordan called himself. Now, following the Emerald Twilight story and going into a whole bunch of other events, somebody basically elevated Kyle Rayner to having the power of Ion, right? Where he was basically this super powerful Green Lantern entity. And so Kyle Rayner basically resurrected all the Guardians of the Universe, who in turn recreated the Green Lantern Corps. And now this is important because when Jeff Johns took over his handling of Green Lantern, that's when he started introducing the entity of Parallax, right? So he introduced like the actual entities themselves, beings that represent the different aspects of the emotional spectrum. So those didn't exist until Jeff Johns took over the title. Before that, Parallax was just a name that Hal Jordan gave himself. So I figured I'd kind of clear that little bit of confusion up. Hopefully it helps you guys. But regardless, Ganthet gives Kyle the last remaining Green Lantern ring, but does so unenthusiastically, simply saying, "You will have to do," as he gives Kyle the ring without offering an explanation as to why he was chosen. Now, it's not until 2012, about a year after DC had rebooted its continuity with the New 52, that the reason for Ganthet choosing Kyle Rayner is revealed, and it's changed that he was chosen for his ability to overcome great fear. It's also in the New 52 continuity that we see Kyle become a White Lantern. Now, how that comes about is that Kyle is basically going about his business as a Green Lantern when blue, red, yellow, indigo, and violet rings appear to him and claim him as their rightful bearer. However, Kyle is then attacked by members of the Sinestro Corps, Red Lantern Corps, Star Sapphires, and Indigo Tribe, each one representing each of those rings that came to Kyle. But he's aided by the Blue Lantern Saint Walker, who accompanies Kyle to Oa to figure out what's going on. But on the way, Kyle is located and claimed by the final ring on the emotional spectrum, the Orange Lantern Ring. Now on Oa, the Guardians try to take the ring from Kyle and interrogate him, but all of them bond themselves to Kyle, and he becomes the first individual to harness the entire power of the emotional spectrum. And so Kyle struggles with his ability to control all the emotions of the spectrum for a while, but upon mastering his ability to control them, he becomes the White Lantern and Green Lantern New Guardians number 16. Now, as the White Lantern, Kyle gains the abilities of each of the Lantern Corps, and as Green Lantern, Kyle's able to create hard-light constructs that are only limited in form by his imagination, and due to Kyle's background as an artist, he's known for creating the most original constructs of any Green Lantern. Now, from the Yellow Lantern or Sinestro Corps, he gains the ability to sense the fears of his opponents and use that knowledge to influence the form of his constructs. He's also able to harness the caustic red plasma emitted by Red Lanterns, the ability to teleport that's inherent to the Indigo Tribe, and the ability to cause others to experience love of the Star Sapphires. From the Blue Lantern Ring, Kyle gains the ability to instill hope, and finally, the Orange Lantern Ring grants him the ability to make additional members of his Lantern Corps from hard light. Now, in addition to being able to harness the abilities of every Lantern Corps, Kyle's able to heal the injuries of others, but has failed when he tried to resurrect the dead. Kyle also possesses a number of other abilities, such as phasing through solid objects, generating force fields, becoming invisible, flying at super speeds, and projecting powerful blasts of energy. Now, during a battle with the villain Relic, Kyle ventures past the source wall, which exists at the end of the known universe, separating it from the source of all existence. When he does so, he learns the operating code for reality and gains the ability to rewrite reality itself. We see this manifest in the existence of the entity known as Oblivion, who was the personification of Kyle's own anger, greed, fear, and anxiety that he unwittingly wrote into existence. We learned that the code for reality that Kyle discovered is actually the life equation, a mathematical formula proving the value of life. Now, once the life equation bonds to Kyle and his White Lantern ring, he becomes a being of immense power, able to bend reality itself to his wishes. When he encounters Raga, a once living planet, he's able to bring it back to life, suggesting that he advanced past his previous inability to resurrect the dead. Now, during a conversation with the Guardians of the Universe, they tell Kyle that as long as he's in possession of the life equation, he can do anything, suggesting that he's actually omnipotent. Possessing the life equation begins to wear on Kyle, however, as he describes it as something that's eating away at him to the point where he feels endangered of being consumed by it. And during his final showdown with Oblivion, Kyle is told that if he keeps the life equation, eventually the entire universe will be remade to his liking, and eventually he would end up destroying those he cared about. And so Kyle ultimately decides that the power of the life equation is too vast to be entrusted to one person, and so along with the Guardians of the Universe, he creates 6 more White Lantern rings, each with a fragment of the life equation, creating a new White Lantern Corps. Now, by doing this, not only does he prevent himself from being consumed by the life equation, but because he was no longer a threat to the existence of reality, Oblivion, the manifestation of Kyle's insecurities and negative personality traits, was no longer necessary and subsequently vanished into nothingness. And so by giving up his power, Kyle was able to eliminate another universal level threat by ending Oblivion's existence. Now, because Kyle gives up sole possession of the life equation, we never get to see him at his full potential, but from the few instances that we see of him warping reality, we can clearly see that Kyle is capable of reshaping all of existence, which places him well beyond Omega level. But even if we put the life equation to the side, simply having the abilities of all the various Lantern Corps would make Kyle one of the strongest characters in the DC universe and capable of doing some serious damage. But if we couple that with the ability to warp reality, it becomes a no-brainer that Kyle is probably one of the most powerful entities in the entirety of the DC universe for only a brief period of time while he operated as the White Lantern. But with that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to an end. If you are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, and I will catch you all later. Peace.